Welcome back. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe as usual. Back on the buggy today. It is time for seats. I bought the seats last year at Easter Jeep Safari, so I have those. I need to build mounts in the buggy for them. Now, a couple things about building seat mounts. Number one, this buggy is being built for me. So I need to make sure I'm comfortable in where I sit in it. Over the steering wheel, over the center, be able to look out and see everything around me. However, I'm on the shorter side of things when it comes to average heights. So I also decided to make some brackets, and I don't know if I'll use those brackets or not because I want to build the seats for me initially. But I want to build these brackets so that if someone else buys this buggy down the road, they can easily move the seat to accommodate a taller person or a heavier person, whichever the case may be. I'm also going to see if the adjustable slide brackets will work. I have a feeling they're going to be too tall, but I'm going to throw them in to see if they'll work or not too. Anyway, I'm going to get started. Here we go. First thing I'm doing is cutting out some plates that I can mount crossbars to in the chassis. This is an experimental part, so bear with me. Made a flat plate to mount my flange to. The flange will hold the crossbar for the seat bracket. So before I go too much further, I know this won't fit now that I have these brackets. So I will make a second one here real quick. Drilled my plate out to match the flange. Now I've got both plates stacked together, and I drilled them that way, and I cut them that way. Now I'm going to bolt the plates together and just clean up the edges so that they are identical. That way they match and it won't bother me. So here's the plate. Now I've made sure it was parallel here. It fit my corner, and then on the inside is where the flange is going, and I've got the flange bolted to it right now. Now I've only got this tacked. I need to see where the tube's going to sit and how high, and then set the seats. I don't want to weld this in permanently yet. Now a couple other little things. I used a couple carpenter's clamps and an angle iron to push and seat the back of these bolts. That way I could get the line straight here and it be inside of center, because I didn't want the bolts coming outside of center. Now once you're in, you can seat the pipe or tube against one flush side, and I'll make this trim, and we'll see if it fits in the flanges again before we weld it all together. All right, I got this tube just floating in there. Now I'm going to put a seat in and start boosting the seat up with just blocks and such, until I get the height and figure out where I want the rear tube to go. Then I can also make sure I've got it at the height that I want to sit at. Good news, bad news. Good news is my idea with the flanges I think will work okay, but I'm going to have to change the bracket so it sits lower. I've only got a couple inches of headroom here. Don't like a couple inches of headroom, so I need a little more headroom than that. I like having my seat sitting up a little bit. I'm not really into the laid back seats. I want to be able to stay upright and move around. Look. So I'll be able to do this system, but I'm just going to have to move it a little bit. Another plus for the way I'm doing these seats, and because of my height, I'm not 6 feet or nothing, it gives me a little room between the back of the seat and the B-pillar area. That'll allow me a place for some storage or something like that. A lot of people don't get that because they're tall. Round 2 with the plates. I like these well enough I went ahead and burned them in on one side just to hold them really in place. Now on the inside, I've put this little, it's basically a shock mounting bracket. I can weld around here to hold it in tight. I've got a 1/2-inch bolt up here. Then I set the seat in with these long trick tabs and flattened exactly where I wanted them on both sides. Now I've pulled the seat out. I'm going to weld these in. Now I'm not going to do the rear yet because I can adjust the rear height, and once I get the rear height set, then I'll burn these in. The rear seat brackets, again, I've got the tabs, which I've got kind of just ratchet strapped this tube in place, and I've got this tab assembly just sitting there. So I'll spot weld that in. Then the plan is to cut this tube off. I'll weld my seat belt mounts in the middle and on the ends, tack all these mounts in, and then I'll pull the whole tube and weld it on the bench. Hopefully it'll all hold up. Another minor discovery, now that I have the transfer case set, my shift rail where I want to set it interferes. So cut a notch, and I'll just use a piece of this strap to fill it in. That'll clear that. Pipe just fine now. I did end up adding a second tab to the rear bar on my seat bracket. I just felt like it was going to rock if I didn't, so I went ahead and put that second tab in. These are kind of overkill. Seat belt, got another seat belt over there, another one on the far side. So now I don't think I'll need these pieces because I think the seats will fit just fine for me. But if I have these, I think I'll just build them and set them aside. That way, if for some reason I decide I need to change the position of the seat, I'll already have these brackets built. Plus, they'll allow the seat to be able to move back about 2 to 3 inches. Now the rear bolt, you can go ahead and tighten it down because it's doesn't matter where the seat sits, because the seat mounting point is going to be somewhere forward of it. This bolt up here, I'm just going to drop a bolt in and let it sit there, because this bolt will share one of the bolts with our, the seat has a slot, and then I will have a second hole up here. So the seats will be really, really stable, and the seat belts bolt into there. So, well, we're down below here, but another little trick, you can take a paint pen, get a bunch of wet paint on your finger, come up and find where you want to mark it. You can mark your area to drill real easy. Because I can't get a pen up there. You could also use an awl to scratch it, like I did with my dash bit. The steel isn't quite as... You can see the marks that my finger made with the paint. Now what I'll do is I will center punch them, and I'm going to drill these as a stacked unit. That way I know they're the same. I like where the seat sits now. I can adjust it. I'm not going to install the driver's seat yet because I'm actually waiting for the slide rails. Well, it was worth a shot, but the slider brackets make it too tall, so they're out. I'm just going to make a fixed seat. I finally figured out what I want to do for a roof on the buggy, so let me show you how I'm doing this. I've got this tube set up here, and I can bring it across from crossbars to the front and rear tube bars. I'm using these gussets, and I will place the gussets under this tube. That way they will consistently be welded where the top tin for this will be placed. And using this tube, I can be pretty sure they're going to fall in the same place on every panel. That way my panels will be nice and straight. These will ride on the top part of the tube on the crossbars and closer to the middle of the tube on the perpendicular bars. And I'll be able to place this tube in all the positions as I'm tacking these in. I'm using these particular gussets because they got a hole in them. And I can use that hole for the bolts that will attach the tin for the roof. You can see I just move the bar and then hold the gusset underneath and tack weld it in to all 8 positions. Got my gussets, and now the sheets will lay flat on top. All right, you can see I've put a piece of scrap in here. This is just a little chunk of aluminum, but it sits below the top of the cage, so I can drag this cage along something without risking ripping the shade off of my buggy. Plus, I can use a little bit thicker material because the thickness will come up, not down. And it'll be a little better protection if I do roll over into some rocks. It'll split here, and then it'll a second panel on the other side. So, kind of my plan. I think that worked out pretty well. The seat mounts fit right where I needed them to be. The seat is really comfortable for me. It's comfortable for me to hold the steering wheel. I can see over the nose of the buggy real well. I got enough room for my head to the top of the cage. Some important things there when you start figuring out where you want to sit in a buggy. Another plus on this buggy is I can see my right front, and left rear tire from the driver's seat. Now, if I remove the passenger seat, I can see the right rear tire. I'm going to try not to do that. I think I'll mount a mirror somewhere in here that'll allow me to see that right rear tire without pulling the passenger seat. Because you know, the hassle of pulling a seat to try to see something. Other than that, good day's work in the shop. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, just throw them in the comments. Happy to answer anything I can. Here to do Coyote. It's not really YJ Day, but we got 4 of them out of the 7. Oh, man. Coyote Canyon, we got 7 rigs.
Big rocks.
Big rocks. Come driver and back up a little bit. Get up high on that rock over there. Keep coming. Coming. There you go. Now try to go passenger and then forward. You're almost there. Might have to do that again. You're in a hole over here. Oh, there you go. Nice. Never mind. Just come up. Just keep. No, just keep coming. Sorry. Let it climb first. A little forward. If it climbs, it'll be okay. No, same spot. That looks much better.
It'll stay. Yeah.
It ought to stay there.
Beautiful.
Nice, nice. You don't have to
You should
rev
have
it.
seen him after the next day when we put it in. It was just
That is gonna make it. Gotta go way. Nice climb right there. Beautiful line. All right, tell you belly out. One and done.
nice.
This trail is full of big rocks. The consensus of this trail so far is big rocks. as soon as you're over those rocks, there's more big rocks. See if it'll climb it. There you go. Now start turning, driver. You're okay. Just forward. Oh, yeah, you're too far in that hole. It won't let you out.
Yeah, if you'll turn, it should start.
It should start leveling out. Try to go on a little driver, see if it pops out of this.
As you're coming forward.
Go a little more driver. It'll level it out and it'll come up.
Man, that's such a good line.
This tire's just if you can get that little nub, you're a half inch from getting that nub. Like that, if you can wiggle it to the and kind of work it to the left, it'll pop up. There.
Yeah.
There.
Straighten up just a little, Rob. There you go.
Yeah, it feels better now.
I don't discriminate. Yeah.
We don't need to be that high.
He's like 4 inches wider than any of us. It's full width and then he put 2 inch spacers on it.
No more passengers can see it. That's great.
Maybe I should go. Put the harness on.
Come a little driver towards this rock, Brian, so you're not so high up. There you go. A little bit more this way.
He's just gonna drive through this.
Start coming to the driver. There you go. Beautiful. That sure will. Yeah. That was actually a pretty good line right there. When you start climbing this rock is when you'll want to start going driver. Nice. Stay just like that. Okay, now a little passenger. There you go. Stay passenger a little bit.
You're coming off.
Nicely done, sir. Yeah. I'll try to move some of them for you in a minute. Now kind of straighten up a little bit. Yep, there you go.
Fat tires.
Yeah. Well, that little bucket just works. I mean, I tell Luke that all the time. I don't think there's a trail that thing in him can't do. It just goes.
Yeah. It's inside that rock.
Come a little more driver, Luke.
It's the hat. You know it's the hat.
Oh, that's what we're doing. I'll relink the trail. Maybe the rock. Little driver. Right there.
Nicely done, sir. Not far away. There you go.
That's even no pressure. Hold the driver.
There it is. There it is. It's coming up.
Driver. Right there.
Oh, these are big rocks. What fun.
Alright, gonna start climbing here. Touching it. You're on your dip is part of it. Your dip.
It'll crawl around that rock. There it goes.
There.
Perfect. Not quite the show on the camera
Hey,
though.
hey, you missed the rear end in the sky.
It's climbing.
Wiggle your steering wheel. Picture it.
Stay in it, it'll pivot you right around. Perfect. That's a nice line right
Yeah,
there.
that's a good line.
It's a real good line.
Alright, start going faster. Keep going faster here and go around the rock.
I love how it just slides you around.
Good thing I showed everybody how to
It's a good thing.
Good thing you didn't follow James and do what he did.
He's just a show.
Keep coming, keep coming.
know when your wheel's off the ground?
I do.
You do?
Move now. Perfect. Come right over. I think this is more mental than anything, because that tire will climb it, land right on its wheels. Just forward, it'll come down.
Remember your name. Dad and
Straight. Stuffed you back in that hole. So try to go uphill. It ain't gonna, it'll, as soon as this rear starts moving up, it's gonna level you out. It's almost there. You're up. Stay in it. Let's go. The rear's coming up and it'll pull you away. Windshield. Perfect. shows how you do it right there. Just keep going, you're fine. I actually like that line. Just slide her around and out. That's what you got sliders for. It works right. Mark's pro status, so he won't need any help.
For real.
For real, yeah. This is our Baja 1000 winner here. It's not a Volkswagen, but you know what the heck.
You've been volunteered for the pit crew for him when it comes to Junction in June.
Yeah, me and you. We're the mechanic. I'm the gasser upper tire changer.
Hey, I think Tammy's gonna get me a T-shirt. It says "Bad Influence."
I think you should get that in multiple colors
Since I didn't pull cable, I didn't lose pro status.
No, did not.
When you pop windshield and do damage, you gain a point.
Right, you got an extra point of pro status there. It's probably not going to let you slide around that.
Underneath that rock, Mark.
Now go forward, yeah. That looks nice. Good line.